name's Layla.
I'm Shayla.
And I'm Sienna.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about college. Because we're about to be seniors. Who's excited?
Class of 2020!
Getting mixed emotions from the room, but that's okay.
Class of 2020 is best class. Y'all heard? Alright. Just had to get that out the way.
Does anyone know where they want to go to college? Or what's our dream careers? What are our aspirations? What are we feeling?
So I don't know where I want to go to college yet. I have like ideas and stuff, but I want to go for forensic psychology. I know that.
Do you know what you want to do, Shayla?
Okay guys, so your girl's a little conflicted. So I want to do acting, performing arts, acting, major in that. And I'm also interested in business, media and communications, like radio stuff. So I'm interested in that.
For me, I'm interested in media production, and I've been looking into technical theater stuff because that's what I do at my school. I do sound, so that's exciting. But a lot of people say it's not really the best thing to do, and I see why. That's the tea. That's what I want to do.
That's the tea right there. Do you guys want to go to a college that has like school spirit? Like where you can go to like football games, basketball games, a lot of clubs, activities.
I think that's like part of the
College experience.
Yeah.
Would you like join a sorority?
I mean, yeah, if I had the time, because it's about networking, really, like having those connections. So when you get into your field or like after college, whatever you're trying to get into, if you know the right people, which is kind of basically what sororities and frats are for.
I feel like that's a good thing because I know some people who are in it and they absolutely love it, and then there's some of those people who are like, this ain't it. Like, I need to get out of this house.
That's the word.
Right now.
If you guys watch A Different World, I'm like an old soul. And A Different World is like, it's basically a show about college, black students at an HBCU college experiencing it, and they had like sororities and stuff. So I was kind of like touchy about that because they make you do like stuff, It's like a television show.
Hazing?
Yeah.
That's illegal now, but doesn't mean that people don't still do it. It is illegal.
Like the thing that happened, I think it was at Penn State or something.
Where?
The one that happened here.
Are you talking about that guy that got drunk and then he threw up and then fell down the steps and died?
Yeah, and then the guys put him on the couch.
He was drinking too much, and then like he kept throwing up, and so they put the book bag on him while he was on the couch so that he wouldn't fall off, I think, and then he ended up throwing up anyway, and then he got up to go tell someone he fell down the steps and died. Yeah, my mom was pretty mad about that. She was like, imagine sending your kid off to college and then somebody tells you that they died.
SAT and ACT.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I took my SATs June 1st, and it was not a nice experience sitting in a seat for like, how many? Like 4 hours?
Yeah.
Especially if you do the essay, that's longer. And it was just like, it wasn't fun.
Did you take the SAT or ACT?
Yeah, so I took the SAT and then I registered for the ACT, but I never showed up. But like the SAT, yeah, it was a really long test. And then I had people telling me like, even if you don't do well, it's not as big of a deal as everyone makes it out to be. Like universities aren't just looking for your SAT score, like they're looking at your classes and if you're well-rounded and like your essay that you write and submit to them and like your letters of recommendation. So like, yeah, pay attention to your SAT and try to do good, but if you don't get like a 1200 or 1300, like no one's gonna kill you. It's not like,
you can't
they're not gonna not accept you because of that.
Because like a lot of people are not even really good test takers, and like when they take the SAT, they kind of like freak out. Like that's me. Like I have a lot of anxiety sometimes taking tests because I'm just like,
Tests are not fun.
I don't like it. But I feel like it's so many smart people, but they just use the test as to base your intelligence. Like you don't get this high score that's like, oh, that's how smart you are, but that's not the case. It's just some people don't take the time to like dedicate themselves. Yeah.
Because there's always that one person in school, and we all know like one person who just does well with everything, and they get like hundreds on everything they do. They take AP classes, and there's people who are super smart and are in like academic or journeys classes
because they don't apply themselves.
Yeah.
They don't really care. So it's like
which is very annoying.
That's so crazy. You study for a test all night, and you get like a C, and then that person gets an A, and they're like,
oh, I didn't study at all.
I'm like,
and
what?
Like, oh, okay.
I took an ACT, and I did take the PSAT, which is the practice SAT. I think everyone's required to do it. Some people didn't take it.
Really?
They're like,
Oh, I didn't show up.
At my school, they give it to you for free, like the PSATs. I feel like that's so smart to do, to take it, because it basically like the SATs. It's like you're taking the SATs before you take the SATs, but it's for free. So I feel like if you do have a PSAT at your school, you should definitely take it. And if you're like a freshman, sophomore, you know, you should try to take it as much as you can, you know, because I don't think they normally let you take the PSAT until you're like a junior. I think at my school, if you're like a freshman or sophomore, you have to pay for it.
Did we take our first one sophomore year?
we took our first one sophomore year.
And then the second one was the beginning of this year, right?
And it's funny because a lot of us did really well. Well, not well, but a lot of us did pretty good on the first one. But when junior year came along, we were all like, ooh.
I actually scored a lot higher on my PSAT than I did on my SAT. But my mom was telling me, my mom used to be like a college advisor or something. She worked with a lot of low income first generation students, so like she knows a lot about applying and getting in and SATs and all that. And she was like, the PSAT and the SAT are not the same test. Like, yeah, the PSAT is a prep for the SAT, but I mean anybody that's taken both knows that they're not the same.
Yeah.
And your time span is a lot shorter for the SAT. You only get like sometimes 20, sometimes 40 minutes on each section, and you really have to like go.
Yeah.
The PSAT is not as like anxiety provoking, so that's why I scored higher on my PSAT. But like, try your best, but it's not life or death if you don't get like a 1600 or whatever.
And if you're like a freshman or sophomore thinking about which one you should take, the ACT is ranked out of 36 points, and then the SAT is ranked out of 1600. With the ACT, there's 5 sections, I think. Math, science, there's like STEM stuff in there, but you should really look into it. And you can do it without rating or with writing. Most people do it with rating, I feel like, so they can see your reading comprehension.
Also, ask about waivers, because I don't know how many of our viewers are from our kind of district or area, but a lot of times you qualify for a waiver, which means that you don't have to pay to take your SAT or your ACT. I got waivers for both. So you should ask your counselors about that. Like, if you know where you're going for college, check and see which tests they take, and if they take both, take both. Because sometimes what happens is you get a certain score on your SAT, but the one you got on your ACT is higher in comparison, so they take your ACT and not your SAT.
One of the last things is also if you retake like an SAT, I don't know if they really do it for ACT, but for SAT they do super score at some schools, so they take the highest of each subject. So say for your first SAT you did like a 400 in math, and then in the second one you got like a 560, they're most likely going to take the 560 if they do super score.
And I will also say I took like a SAT prep class, but if you have it at your school or you know like you have that resource, you should definitely take that class. And also you should do practice at home. What is that website? Cal Academy? And they have like a free SAT prep course where you can take practice SAT courses for free. You just have to make an account, and then there you go. And also, if you want to do old school way, which I'm going to do for my October one, you should get the books, you know, like the SAT prep books. Like, I know it's boring, but like the SAT is not on the computer, you know, it's not on technology. You're writing, you're doing that for 4 hours, so it's better to do that. And also time yourself. You can get a tutor. Yeah, like I know it sucks and it's boring, but it will pay off.
Also about Khan Academy, they actually personalize your
Yeah,
studying.
they do.
If you take your PSAT and you know you submit it and everything, they will personalize the studying. So say you do really bad in algebra, they'll personalize it so that they give you more algebra practice over other stuff that you might not be that bad at.
So for the last thing, I would just say they don't, like Sienna said earlier, they're going to take everything so personal. My mom does ed advising, kind of like her mom used to do, and she was looking at my scores. They were really weird and all over the place because I took a placement test for something else. But I think I got a higher score in there compared to the one on my ACT for math. Mostly do like to look at making sure you have decent math skills, decent reading and comprehension, vocabulary, and I feel like you'll be pretty set. Like if you don't do good in science, but you take like 8 science classes at your school, no one's gonna like penalize you for it.
I'd say like the most important thing is being well-rounded. So like don't just be a good student, don't just play sports, Don't like just volunteer and not really worry about your, like, do a little bit of everything. That's what they're really looking for. Even if your grades aren't all that great, but like you volunteer a lot and you play sport and maybe you have a job, like they'll take all of that into consideration, and then that's how they make their decision. They're never just gonna base it off of like one thing.
Yeah, that's so important. Like, that's what I was about to say, you know, because for junior year, I had to do a lot of stuff. Like, I was there early in the morning for school, waking up, and then I was there after school. Sometimes I would get home at like 11 something, or I come home at like 3, then I have to come back at like 8 or like something. But it's like, that's like what Cece is saying, like, it's so important to do activities after school, because colleges, they really do look like at more things in your grades. Junior year, it's not too late. Even senior year, you know, try to do some things you haven't done before, you know, to get that extra stuff on your resume.
Also, just don't wait for stuff last minute, because I know a lot of people, a lot of people have been waiting to do certain things. Like, some people don't care about their PSAT, their SAT, their ACT. For our school, we have like doctor's appointments that we have to get and stuff like that in order to continue on the senior year. At the end of the day, please don't wait to do stuff last minute. I learned my lesson.
Start your college applications.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I already did a few.
Do not wait till the last minute. First of all, deadlines are May 1st. Don't wait until May 1st to get all your stuff turned in. And do not wait until the last day that you can submit FAFSA and all that stuff. Don't wait till the last day. There's not going to be any money left. Like, do it as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, especially for scholarships. And also, it's August now. You can start it. You know, I need to start mine. You see my face? I'm so not excited to do college applications.
It'll be worth it when we're there.
Yeah, I'm not excited though.
But speaking of college applications, how do we feel about the differences, or the pros and cons at least, between people who want to go straight into the workforce, like trade schools, or people who just want to go to college and do that extra secondary education?
So I think it definitely depends on like
The person.
what the person and what your career path looks like. If you want to do like engineering, or you want to be a doctor, or like a psychologist, any of those things, you should probably get a secondary education. So like college, getting even, you know, your master's or your bachelor's, whatever you need to make the most money that you can, or to get where you want to be in that field, is definitely a good decision. But if you're doing something where there's a trade for it, I say take the like, there's nothing wrong with going to trade school, and there's nothing wrong with graduating and going right into the workforce if that works for you. I don't think college is for everybody, and I think we try to push, like, as a society, we try to push college onto people a lot, and I just don't think it's for everyone. You know, like, why pay that money if you don't really want to be there?
Yeah, I agree with that, because it's a lot of successful people who never went to college, but they're like CEOs, you know, they have, like, they're very successful. Look at college as like another way to learn more about your craft, learn more about what you want to do, but I don't, like what Cece said, I don't think you need college to be successful.
I was just talking to somebody, since I do tech at school, there's different departments, so like I do sound, but this other guy who does carpentry, and I was talking about, it was something specific, which I'm not going to talk about, but at the end of the day, like, he wasn't able to do certain things that, as an apprentices, we got hired, but we didn't know what was fully going to happen, and we didn't know what we fully could do. I thought I was going to learn a little bit more than I thought I was, but I didn't. So as a result, he said they're going to, this thing at our school we have called VOTEC, which is kind of like a trade school thing, and you get credits for it. High school credits, right? And you can get a certificate for certain things, so he's going to go for carpentry. And then I think with that, you can go to some place that builds houses, and you can get an internship, and you can get paid for stuff like that.
Right.
Instead of working for 45 hours a week and getting nothing out of it.
I also think there's a huge stigma against community colleges for whatever reason, and I think, like, community college can be really great.
Yeah.
I am enrolled in community college right now, and it's saving me a lot of money. It's saving me a lot of money. I'm still gonna get to where I want to be, and like, I can still transfer to a 4-year university if I want to, or, you know, come right out of this community college and go do whatever I want to do. Like, I think people get the wrong idea about community college. I don't know why. Like, I think it's honestly a really good thing, especially with, like, what DCCC does for their students. I think it's a great opportunity. I think if you can take it up, you should.
You can trade some of those classes out. My brother's trying to do, he's trying to graduate as a junior, something I should have did, but I'm stupid. But he's going to switch out, like, one of his regular high school English classes, and he's going to do one at DCCC, so he can get both a college credit and a high school credit. But also, with some cons with doing community college, you have to look at their programs to see if they match up with the college you want to go to. Like, you can take English 101 there at the community college, but you can also go to, like, let's say one of the schools is like Westchester. Sometimes they're going to be like, that's not it, we're not going to take that credit at all.
My advice for that is to try to get your gen eds out of the way, because 9 times out of 10 they accept the gen ed courses. So, like, your Englishes, your maths, your science, things like that, they'll typically accept them. Obviously, sometimes you might run into a university that doesn't want to take one or the other. It's fine, it's whatever. You know, you still took it, you got the experience. But, like, gen eds, getting those out of the way, you could enroll to a 4-year university as a junior and save so much money and so much time. And, like, if you're someone that's going to get their doctorate, you're going to spend a lot of time in school, and you're going to spend a lot of money to do what you want to do. So, like, why not get them out of the way right now for a lot less money?
Layla, say what you say about college. She's expensive.
Yeah, she's expensive. Like, she costs a lot of coin. Another pro with community college, I know people who already have, like, their associate's degrees, and they haven't graduated high school yet. That was my plan, but things happen. But
life happens.
Money was saved. You still get experience. You can transfer the credits. It's a really good opportunity. So really make sure you can look into community colleges to see if you can save that coin. Because, like I said, college is expensive.
But it's also very important if you go to college or if you don't go to college. Like, if you don't want to go to college, like, have kind of a plan about how you're going to get there and work hard every day. You know, that's something I should start doing, you know. Work hard on your craft. You know, you got to work hard on it, because it's not just going to happen, like, what my 10-year-old self thought. You know, like, oh, you know what? I will be a famous actress one day. It's just going to happen. Someone's going to discover me.
Anything.
That's not realistic. Like, you have to, like, what she just said, you have to, no one's going to give you anything. You have to work hard for everything that you do. And if you want something, just believe in yourself, keep working, have faith in yourself, and you will get there. You will become successful one day. And it's also a thing that's so important with our age group, is a lot of us, we want to rush everything. Like, we want everything right now. Remain patient, you know? Ew, why did I sound so spiritual?
I'm like, this is going in. I'm just be quiet.
Like, a lot of high school kids were so, like, we want to be so fast, like, have it, like, right now, right then.
Yeah.
So, like, someone's going to give it to us, but it's, like, honestly, the thing that I learned is you have to work hard, because this world is not easy. You know, people are not going to be, like, nice to you all the time. Like, when you get older, you're not going to look like a kid anymore. You can't get everything. When you get 18, it's going to come to a point where people view you as a adult, not a child.
And also, like, another thing I'm kind of, like, scared of, or something I'm worried about, is we're all women.
Oh, yeah.
And I just experienced something a few weeks ago where I got so angry, where I was about to, like, lose my mind and walk out the building. I was at Tech, and at Tech we do, like, musicals and stuff throughout the school year. Not the school year, but for the summer for my apprenticeship. And this old couple was walking, and if you know what a spotlight is, or you know what it looks like, the guy was walking towards the same direction as the spotlight, and he was like, and I pushed it out the way so the old couple can get through, and the man was like, do you need help with that? Is it heavy? And I was like, does it look heavy? It's on a pivot. I was like, no sir, I actually do sound. He was like, oh, okay. Don't know why I got so pissed off about that, but it's sad how you see, like, I don't know, it gets really annoying, because you're automatically going to be in this stereotypical thing as a girl or as a woman, and be like, oh, she's weak. Oh, you can't lift the box. She can't do a spotlight. Like, it's okay. It's going to be annoying, and I know for myself, it's hard for me to control certain things like that. be patient, be prepared, ladies, and get ready for the real world.
Yeah. Stuff is especially harder for women, and you notice we're all black here. So.
The only advice I have for that is like, ignore it when you can, and when you can't, don't ignore it. Like if you feel like you have to say something, speak your truth. You know, if you feel like somebody did something that was completely uncalled for or was so ignorant to the point where you feel like, wow, like, you know, nobody's saying hold your tongue. But if it's something where you feel like you can just let it go because it wasn't that big of a deal, let it go then. Because I mean, you've got places you want to go, you got things that you want to do, and you never know what kind of people you're interacting with. I know I'm the type of person where if there's a problem and I've addressed it, I'm going to try.
What's that? Wait,
are they shorting out?
I thought that was a ghost.
Is your room about to catch on fire?
Jesus Christ! What the heck?
That always happens. It's normal.
We have like 18 different power surges on over there.
They're just about to short out.
That ain't it. Sis.
Well, it's a
You
like
got a window over here.
Yeah, jump out.
I always find something creepy about my house.
I don't know if y'all just saw that, but the lights completely just
flicker.
changed color, flickered, and then went back to this. So I'm kind of scared. I don't like fire.
Anyway,
Yeah.
pick and choose your own battles.
Yeah.
Just know when to speak up and when not to secure that job, secure the bag.
If you can bite your tongue, just
And just say it's above me. You can talk to the management and go on with your day.
And stop worrying about other people. Stop doing that. Just don't do it. Worry about you, boo. No one believes in you. Just be like, I believe in myself, and that's all you need at the end of the day.
College scandals. Woo!
tea time.
Yes.
Woo.
Talk about
Wow.
USC. With people getting into college who have money.
We actually talked about this in my AP Lang class. We had like a whole discussion about it. Being from where we're from, like Upper Darby area, there's already kind of like this idea that, I mean, obviously every school has competition, but a lot of the kids that we go to school with already feel like we don't really have that much of a chance anyway. So like, we're aware of the fact that people sometimes have an easier chance of getting in somewhere or doing this or doing that than we do. Now obviously a lot of us don't let that stop us, but like we're aware that it's out there. So when this whole kind of scandal thing came out, none of us were really surprised or shocked about it. It was just kind of like, yeah, that's one of those things that happens. There's not really anything that we personally or individually can do about it, except worry about ourselves and try to do the things that qualify us the most to get us into that university or whatever. Honestly, it's kind of messed up that people can just like pay their way into
It really is.
places like Harvard and things like that, really prestigious schools, because I know a lot of kids that work their butts off to get places like that, and to know that somebody that's not as smart as you, that does not work as hard as you, that doesn't put in that same dedication, can literally hand somebody a couple $100,000 and get your spot. It's definitely annoying. But somebody did bring up the point that like that's kind of what happens with a lot of people that are children of alumni or have family members that were alumni. So that was kind of messy. I didn't really get into that. But yeah.
I think there's something, I forget what it's called. It's like, it is when your parents were an alumni, but I went actually to John Hopkins college tour because at first that was my dream school. Not it anymore because I did not like it whatsoever. But I went in and the one kid was like, yeah, do you guys have like the alumnus? Do you guys take off money? And she was like, no, you don't. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. Like Cece said, like it's kind of messed up how you can hand somebody like a $500,000 check and be like, oh, yep, I do rowing, I do biking, I do fencing. It's messed up, and it's not fair to people who work hard. Like, I know a lot of people at our school who can definitely get into Harvard or John Hopkins or USC something if they really wanted to, because they are some of the smartest people I've ever met and the most hardworking people I've ever met. So it's kind of messed up. Not kind of, it is.
I mean, they basically said it right there. Like, all that I was thinking, they both said it. People work hard, and it's not right to take someone's spot, you know, when they've been working years for it, and then your parents have money, so you can be like, there you go. That's the easy way to take it in life. And like I said, the world is not it's not easy, but that stuff is gonna come back to you one day.
And not to attack anybody because it's gonna sound shady, but I was told I'm a shady person, so here it is.
Oh wait, where's the tea?
So we all know who Olivia Jade is, right? So recently she came back on Instagram, and I saw a picture of her like throwing middle fingers up and adding people. If I can find a screenshot, I will put it right here on the screen just for you guys. But I was kind of concerned to why she was throwing middle fingers up, like, and then people, her friends, I guess, were in the comments like, yes sis, go off queen, yes ma'am, da 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 da. And I'm like, first of all, it feels like she didn't learn anything from it. And I know it wasn't fully her, it was also her parents. I guess some of her friends knew about it, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I feel like people who are in the position who have money and influence, she's a social media influencer, she's an influencer. People look up to her, people follow her. I don't think she realizes that so many brands and affiliations have dropped her. So many people have dropped her, and she doesn't realize, and her family doesn't realize, and her friends don't realize that the thing she did was wrong. And the fact that she's poking up middle fingers is just showing she's ignorant. And that's my tea. Anyway, what was the next topic?
I also agree with Layla. Like, it looks like she didn't learn anything. Like, I feel like I was expecting for her to, like, low-key be like, you know, I'm sorry, guys, blah, 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 blah. Well, she ain't gonna say nothing. She ain't gonna say nothing because she got money for the rest of her life. Like, her parents are rich. Her mom was on Full House, a popular 90s television show. Full House.
Going to jail, though?
Oh.
I know about the story. I did not know that was her name.
She was a YouTuber. She did, like, makeup and stuff.
And she was getting really big on YouTube, too. And this college scandal happened. She, like...
Princess Polly, Sephora.
Some of her YouTube videos, too.
Going into the next topic, how do you feel about, like...
That was tea.
You know how people are mainly looked at because of athletics, you know, and making money off of, like, you know how there's the NCAA, and people are like, oh, they should get paid, or some people are like, they shouldn't get paid at all. Like, how do we feel about that? Because I know that's like a touchy subject.
So people getting in because they play sport.
I mean, like, they can get into colleges like UCLA or Harvard because, like, oh, you play basketball?
Yeah. I will say, I do think it's important that colleges acknowledge if a student is an athlete as well as a student, because that is definitely hard to juggle, being an athlete and still going to school and getting good grades. However, with that being said, it does kind of stink that sometimes they can push you out of your spot because they play a sport. Because that really, really sucks, because some of us work our butts off in school to get where we are, and, like, to lose it to someone because they play a sport when you don't. Like, maybe that person couldn't afford to play a sport. Maybe that person didn't have time to play a sport. You know, maybe they worked a job instead. And colleges definitely look at that. But I think there is favoritism in the admission process when it comes to people that play sports.
Definitely.
Yeah, and like I said, it is important to acknowledge that they are an athlete while also being a full-time student. But just, there's favoritism. And I'll leave it at that.
At the end of the school year, you know, well, the middle of the school year, when seniors are getting accepted into their colleges, they have, like, this booth set up for, like, seniors who only play sports. They have all their parents and cameras, and they're, like, signing, blah, blah, blah. But they don't do that for any other, like, anyone who does, like, performing arts or, like, you know, like, law, business. You know, like, more of the other things that are outside of sports, they don't do that. It's only towards the sport kids.
How do you feel about money and scholarships, with colleges being literally the price of a car?
Okay, so I hear all the time, like, pick a college you can afford. Well, first of all, I can't afford any college, so let's just start there. However, I do understand what they're saying. Like, don't pick a school that's, like, $4 million. What they're saying, be smart about where you're going. And obviously, don't go to a college that you know for a fact you'll never be able to pay off the student loans. Here's the thing. Scholarships, grants, yes, student loans, pretty much everybody has to take them out. It's just a part of life if you're going to college. Don't let money be the reason that you do or don't go to a college. If that's your dream school and you know you've always wanted to go there and they have everything that you like and you love the campus and that's where you're going to be happy, and it is kind of on the expensive side, I say go anyway. Find all the scholarships you can, find all the grants that you can, find out about the financial packages that you can get, and then take out the student loan if you have to. But like, I think that's a sad reason not to go to a school that you really, really, really want to go to. Also, on the flip side, don't let that be the reason that you do go to a college because it's the lowest that you have to pay. If you're not happy at that college, if you don't like the campus, if you don't like the social life, if you don't like the classes, don't go there just because it's the lowest that you can get. I do understand that it's hard to pay for colleges and that a lot of people don't have that money and don't have like the opportunity to take out student loans or whatever it is that they feel like. I understand that, but it's just, again, it's a really sad reason not to go to a college.
There's so many opportunities you can look for, scholarships. I remember before I even entered high school, my dad sent me something called Scholarly. You can just look online, scholarships.
Yeah, scholarships.
Some advice, they give out scholarships for everything. They give you scholarships for being left-handed. They give you scholarships for your race. They give you scholarships for anything. You have to write an essay sometimes. They have different requirements for different scholarships. But like, if all they're asking for is like a 500-word essay, if you don't get on your laptop and write that essay, that's money. That's free money. Even if it's just $1,000, that could cover books or like something to your meal plan. Like, just do what you have to do to get the scholarship. And look into grants because that's also money that you just get. You know, there might be a requirement, but like it's money.
Most schools are required to give out a certain amount of money to people. Merit-based wise, usually that goes into like the academic category, but if you have, like I said, like she said, like everyone in this room said, if you have a left hand, you can write with a right hand. If you can swim.
She said everyone in this room. Yeah. We have a whole audience.
If you can juggle, like literally.
Our audience.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
She's so rude. She's her. Also, there's FAFSA, which I hate when people say FAFSA. It's FAFSA. Please. Oh my God, it's FAFSA.
I would probably be the person who hurts.
And I try so hard to say FAFSA every single time, so that's what it is. I think it opens up November 1st. Is it November 1st?
In November, I believe.
To apply for that. So like we were saying in the first half of this video, do not wait until the last minute.
Don't do it.
Because I believe it's like national, right? And they have a set amount of money that they can give out. If you wait till the last minute, you're not going to get anything. It's not like they'll wait for you to put your application in. Like, they're going to be giving that money out left and right. Because best believe there are going to be people at 12 a.m. on November 1st that submit their stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're not messing around. They know where they want to go. They know it's expensive. So they're putting in that stuff. So just don't wait till the last minute. Put it in as soon as you can.
I didn't say it out of state. It really depends on what. Because I know a lot of people for our school, some people are like, I do not want to see this person, that person ever again. I want to get out of Pennsylvania.
I'm one of those.
I want to go to California. I want to go to the West Coast. Like, East Coast is not for me.
Yeah.
Like, so many people like it. There's pros and cons with both. In state, it's usually going to be cheaper because you're a resident in said state. But out of state, you can always explore different places, see new things. Like, say if you want to study marine biology, I feel like Connecticut isn't the place to do that. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But you can always go to like Florida. Like Florida, it's a beautiful peninsula. She has water all around her. Great place for marine biology.
Go to Idaho.
Yeah.
Go to Idaho for marine biology.
Like, not saying they don't have good schools for certain topics, but if you want to study, I don't know, about plants or something, maybe New York isn't the place to do that.
I hope nobody went to New York for horticulture. She's coming for you, bro. She's right at you.
Maybe you want to learn about business in New York instead of other places, or what you want to do, and see, literally type in if you want to go for, she wants to go for forensic science or forensic psychology. Just look it up and see what state has like the best schools for that, and see who gives out that money, because like I said, college is expensive.
Just think about the colleges that, just think about a college that you would want to go. Think about a college that you want to go to, like if you want a small school, or if you want a big school, or if you want school spirit, or if you don't want school spirit, or if you want to be with all girls, or if you want to be with all boys, or if you want to do a little mix, find your husband, find your wife, you know?
Know what your interests are and look up colleges. Everything she said, if you want to go to a girls' school, guys' school, Catholic, private.
College board can help you with that.
Oh, you don't have to go to
There's other websites that you can, it's literally, Google is your friend.
Yes.
Use it. Use Google.
Use the internet.
Also, I know there's not a lot of support for people that want to go out of state, and by support I don't mean like your parents are constantly telling you don't do it. I'm saying like there's not a lot of systems that you can use and go through to kind of help you find out of state schools, and it's kind of harder for you to travel to the campus to see it because I'm one of those people that wants to leave. I don't want to stay here for college. So here's my deal, because I realized that financially it made a lot more sense to stay here than to leave the state. So luckily for us, Pennsylvania is big enough where I can go 5 or 6 hours away and feel like I'm out of state, but still get the full benefits of being a resident. So that was one of the things that benefit me. Also, dual enrollment programs, because I don't think DCCC is the only college that does it. If you can find a dual enrollment program which will let you, like I said, get your gen eds out of the way for a cheaper price, do that, because you're really gonna love life. I'm telling you, like, you're gonna love everything if you do that. And if you want to leave the state still after that, it might be a little bit easier for you to do that financially. Anyway.
The last thing, what are our fears for college? Like, our excitements are.
If I'm gonna go to college.
Yes. Okay, say it bluntly.
I'm scared, bro.
I've been applying to some already, and I was like, I am not about to get in. I'm stupid.
I'm just scared for, like, you know, the rejection part, and then the, like, when you finally get accepted.
I never had a fear of getting accepted. I pretty much always knew I was gonna get accepted wherever I applied, but the problem was, first of all, finding where I wanted to apply, because I literally had no schools I wanted to go to, because like I just said, I don't want to be in state. So I had a hard time finding schools both in and out of state that I wanted to even apply to. The application process is crazy. There's so much that you have to do, and it's so scary, and there's so many things that, like, I feel like weren't explained to us. Like, I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like going through and trying to figure it out as I'm doing it. But the application process for sure. And then, like, you can visit a campus all you want, but until you're actually going to that school, you're not really gonna know what it feels like to be there, to go there. So that's scary too. I don't want to get trapped at a college I don't even like.
I know.
And be salty and play myself, and then I gotta stay there for 2 to 4 years. That's really gonna suck. So, and then I think, like, just being independent like that for the first time in your life. Like, yeah, you can still depend on your parents to an extent, but like, it's really on you. Like, your teachers aren't gonna be sending emails to you and your parents saying like, hey, did you do this assignment? Are you turning it in? You know, they're not gonna be on your back, and it's not as close knit as high school kind of is. Like, I mean, I will say high school, they don't really hold your hand all that much. For sure, I think in college it's not as, like I said, close-knit. Like, no one's really checking up on you to make sure you're doing this assignment and staying up. They don't really care if you show up or not. You already paid.
Yeah,
that's true.
They got their check.
Yeah, if you don't turn in your assignment, that's on you. And, like, if you flunk out, that's your money going down the drain. They don't care. You paid either way, so.
You're honestly playing yourself if you don't show up to school and college.
Like, boo-boo the fool. You just go to class. If you know that you're not a morning person and you can schedule your classes so they're not in the morning, do that.
Yeah.
I don't, like, no one's telling you have to wake up at the butt crack of dawn if you don't want to. Like
6:30 a.m.
If it's possible that you don't have to schedule your courses for that early, don't schedule them that early. If you have to, do what you have to do so you can graduate and do what you want to do in life.
Just know your interest, and also it's kind of cool about colleges. Even say if you want to study one thing, you can always take like the extracurricular classes and anything you want. If you want to study Japanese culture, you can take a class about Japanese culture. If you wanted to learn about horticulture, you can do that. If you wanted to do theater, but you're still interested in like history, like you can also do that just to see and get more interest out the way without being like, this is exactly what I want to do with my life. But you still have that extra background knowledge.
all I want to say is what I'm excited about college too is it's a new chapter in my life, in all of our lives. We're closing the high school chapter in 10 months, which is crazy. High school really flies by. Like, that's all I have to say. If you're not graduating this year, like, high school really flies by. So just, you know, that's for freshman advice video, but, you know, just appreciate it. Appreciate being with your parents. Appreciate your siblings if you have siblings. Appreciate being a teenager, being a child, you know, because once you get 18, it's a new chapter in your life. And like what they said, you know, we're independent. It's the first chapter where we're being independent. We have our own money, getting a job, living by ourselves. Our parents are going to be asking us, what do you want for dinner?
Yep.
What do you want to eat? You have the opportunity to eat whenever you want, you know.
You don't want the freshman 15, but
yeah.
Be smart with your choices.
Yeah, I'm also excited for, like, you know, going on trips with friends, you know, driving. I feel like that's exciting. You know, young adult life, I'm excited for.
My advice for my fellow peers, anybody that's graduating with their class, anything like that, soak it up this year. Do everything you can, hang out with your friends, do what you want to do. Yes, school's still important. I know we all are gonna get senioritis pretty bad, but
oh my god,
we gotta pull through, guys. It's our last year.
Yeah.
I just say exactly what Shayla was saying. You know, like, spend the time with your friends, spend the time with your parents, your family, or whatever. Because college is gonna be different for us.
Yeah.
Guys, we're not gonna be surrounded by everybody like we are now.
We're not gonna have a hand holding us, guiding us.
It's gonna be a little bit different. It's exciting, but it's also kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. Deep down, I mean, I'm excited, like, ooh, freedom. But it's also like, I want to hold my mom's hand again.
So that's my last little bit of advice for our peers.
Oh yeah, and also, guys, for seniors, I'm gonna try to keep this in mind, to not be negative, have a negative mindset about everything. Try to be a little positive, you know, calm down, positive mindset, you know. Have fun. It's our last year of high school. Go crazy. Go stupid. Go crazy. Not stupid, but.
So that's
any little bit of advice for you?
Layla?
no, not really. I don't know. I feel like we're all like opposites.
Oh, my head just
For sure. We're three different types of people.
Yes, really. I'm a pessimist, so like everything she said made me want to cry deep down inside.
But a pessimist, an optimist, and a realist.
Yes, like we're just three different brain cells, just on our own.
The last
traveling.
3 brain cells?
Yeah. Did I say 2 or 3?
No, you said 3.
Oh, okay.
No, you definitely said
I'm
it.
definitely off. But I don't know, just like everyone said, have fun. Make sure you stay on top of your stuff. Don't do things last minute because you will regret it when May 1st comes around the corner. Just we want to skip class.
Don't skip.
I have thought about it a few times, but my parents would also beat me. So
Please, my mom would.
Don't skip school.
yes, like
Oh my
it's
gosh.
your last year. Just get all your stuff out the way. But still have
for
fun.
real, like,
go to football games, go to basketball
Yes.
games, eat out,
Do new
party
things.
a little bit.
parties,
But don't go
whatever.
too crazy
Yeah.
because
Go
I
to
know what some of y'all
prom.
be doing. You ain't slick. Yes, go to prom.
Yeah.
Please go to prom. If you can go to prom,
Go to prom. Go to dances. Just go to all the senior events.
Yeah.
Because at first I wasn't gonna go, and then
She was going because we was going to drag her at her house.
I know.
She was going to prom. I don't know
She's
why
going-
she wasn't.
But also, you know, don't be scared to make new friends. Don't have that attitude like, oh yeah, I already have my circle, whatever. I don't really care about anyone. I'm just trying to graduate. I mean, like, that's a mood too. Like, don't, like, I get that, but also, you know, it's not bad to make new friends. You know, talk to more people you never had a chance to. You know, be open, be more confident. You know.
and we all know cuffing season is around the corner. Don't be afraid to shoot your shot,
Don't
ladies
be
and gentlemen. Yes, shoot your shot.
Bye.
And you can have a summer romance. Like, that ain't damn bad.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this college edition of Girls Discuss. Leave comments, subscribe. Let us know what you liked and didn't like. Talk to us about your college experience or application process or senior year, whatever you know. Hope you come back next time. Remember to share this. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
You know, getting cuffed up isn't that bad.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, bye.
Honestly.